Alright. Alright, so just looking at some news here. Little CNN article caught my eye. By the way, this is my new camera. It's a Hercules HD 720p for laptops, although it doesn't really matter. Hercules, as in the the Nutty Professor, or what was that? The Nutty Professor, Hercules, Hercules. Anyways, 30% of mortgages are underwater. Now that's, that's a shock. Because the stock market's over 12,200. I mean, that's impossible. We can't have 30% of mortgages. That's 1 out of 3 mortgages. So in other words, out of the millions and millions and, tens of millions of mortgages that are on this earth in the USA that are out there, 1 out of 3 of them is underwater. So it's very interesting. New York, CNN, sometime, somehow, the foreclosure crisis will ease. But probably not anytime soon. You think so? Dr. Doom was saying that back in 2006 and 2007. And people at my job and elsewhere, oh yeah, we're probably going to refinance, or one person, we're going to get a house, and, when the market recovers, another couple years or so, blah, 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 blah. Another couple of years. Do you have any idea what has happened? Oh, well, yeah, but the economy's going to recover. It always does. Oh, it'll recover. It will recover. The same way, if a hurricane Category 5 came by, blew your entire neighborhood down, and all your stuff has gone out of your house and completely destroyed, some of your family members are dead, you will recover, and you will get back to life eventually, but, that's not what we had in mind, now was it? So home prices dropped 2.6% nationwide during the last 3 months of 2010, pushing more borrowers underwater. According to a quarterly real estate market survey from Zillow.com, now 27% of homeowners with mortgages owe more than their homes are worth. That's up from 23.2% a quarter earlier. So it's moving up. And it ain't getting any better. I mean, again, the stock market is complete nonsense. It is fake. What do you think would happen if they gave all their banker friends trillions of dollars to knowing on purpose, you guys need to put, invest in the stock market with that money we're giving you for free, plus your little extra bonuses and your extra, whatever you want to do with it. So, I mean, this is just ridiculous. So anyways, I'm going to put this on my website, realistnews.net. I'm going to pin this one towards the top because this is pretty, when it comes to stuff like this is important. This is news. This needs to sit on there for a few days, 2 or 3 days, as a pinned topic. 30% of homes are underwater. And what do you think, I mentioned this before, what do you think happens to people when, you got to pay that debt? I can't talk to anybody anymore. And nobody will come to me and say, oh yeah, but you got that money out, man, you got to pay that. Or, you got that credit, you use that, man, you got to pay that. Nobody is saying that anymore. I was laughing at their faces back, more than a year ago, but, it seemed like around a year ago I've had this discussion with people like at work and stuff, and, oh, you got that money, you got to pay it back. So if my house is worth $200,000, and then all of a sudden it's worth $100,000, and now it's worth $90,000, and then soon to be $85,000, etc., then what do you mean I got that money, I have to pay it back? You have to stop and say, well, why is my house, which was $200,000 just a couple years ago, now it's $85,000? How did that happen, and why am I responsible? Well, you got that money if you didn't, no one forced you to get that loan. Yeah, that's true. But you do have to live somewhere, don't you? And, but you could have rented. You could have rented if you knew this was coming in advance, and it would play out exactly how it played out in advance. Nobody knew how they would do that and print trillions of dollars and do a TARP bailout and give all these banks all this money. We had no idea the mortgage fraudulent crap they were doing with the chain of title, the note, basically passing the note off electronically without signing it to the next person that they wrote off and said, oh, we're going to package this sell it to Bank of America. Bank of America to take it, package it, sell it to JP Morgan. They're going to package it, you know, to some offshore fund or whatever. Like I said, I get, you know, the thing from Bank of America, you know, it says on the top, you know, and I've said this before, we are the, you know, bank, whatever it is, Bank of America Home Loans LLC or whatever it is, BA something. We are the servicer of the mortgage to note holder, parentheses, note holder. As if they're going to tell you who the note holder is. We are the servicer for the note holder, ABC Company. No, it doesn't say that. We are the note holder, or we are the servicer for the note holder, note holder. That's interesting. That's an interesting thing to put on a statement or whatever. Whatever it is. So, anyways, this isn't going to get better. I mean, it's not going away. Not this year. Not next year. Not the next year after that. And not the next year after that. Because think about this. Now, I did watch Zeitgeist 3 last night with my wife. Very good movie. We've seen all three of them. We like all three of them. And, you know, it's got a good message on how to fix things. The problem is, as one of the guys in the show, by the way, in the movie, Michael Rupert, has said recently in one of his YouTube videos, it's time to stop trying to, like, you know, fix this thing. Like we're going to be able to fix it. We're beyond that stage. It's collapsing now. Now is the time to prepare. It already has been the time to prepare, but now is the time to kick into the gear of preparation mode and forget about fixing mode. So Zeitgeist 3 is kind of on the fixing mode. This is what we need to do, blah, blah, blah. And I agree. It's good stuff. But it's like that bus. We're all on the bus. And we're not driving. We're just passengers. And we trust the bus driver, which is our government. And some of us figure out, hey, they're straying off the path here, this street. They're not supposed to be going that way. Wonder where they're heading. And then the conspiracies come out. And then they see a few more roads. Oh, I know where we are. I think I know where we're heading. Where? Oh, there's a cliff over here. Oh, come on. Our government wouldn't drive us off the cliff. You're a nut job. You're a tinfoil hat wearer. Okay, until you get a little bit closer. Now you can see the cliff. You're still trying to wake people up. But it's the same thing. A bus falling off a cliff. Before we got there, we were arguing back and forth. We need to prepare. We need to fix the bus. We need to turn off the engine. We can stop the bus now. Hit the brakes. Remove the driver, right? Congress and the president, remove them. Remove the driver. Stop the bus. All is saved. We'll fix it. We'll get a new driver in the bus to turn us around and go down a different road. What I'm saying is, the bus has already fallen off the cliff now. And by the way, the bus driver jumped out with a parachute. He forgot to mention that to you. But the rest of us on the bus, who are still arguing with the sheep on the bus, who are saying, no, this can't be. And you're grabbing the sheep by the face. You bozo, look out the window. And they're fighting you. I'm not going to look out the window. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. That's a lie. Then look. Just look out the damn window. No, okay, football game's on. Okay. Right, so that's what you're dealing with. Most of the people on the bus are like that. So the point being, the bus has fallen off the cliff. It is already in motion. So now we've got this time period of free fall. How long is that time period before it crashes and burns? And you can't, what I'm saying is right now you cannot fix or provide some solution that's going to backtrack. The bus is off the cliff. Now it's brace for impact time and that kind of thing. Well, the smart ones of us, when the bus made a bus stop several bus stops ago, we went out, got our own parachutes, got some kind of, armor that will stop us from dying when the bus hits the ground. Can't say that for the other people. But once it finally starts to fall off, they're going to look at you and say, oh, hey, you got any extra parachutes? You got any extra armor? Hey, wait a minute, weren't you the guy that said I was an idiot or, this is just nonsense, I'm a conspiracy theorist and, I shouldn't quit my day job and this and that? Wasn't that you? Yeah, but I was just kidding, man. No, that's what you're going to start getting. My sister's now on that level. Oh, well, yeah, everyone knows that. Everyone knows that the housing's not, What? Everyone knows that? I've argued and argued and argued with you back and forth in emails, and you're going to tell, oh, everybody knows that. Huh? So I told her, okay, these conversations that we have, I didn't delete them out of my email. So while it would be nice to go back to Facebook and say, hey, look at all the stuff I talked about on Facebook that you commented on. You told me there's no way the United States will become a third world country. There's no way this type of thing would happen in the United States, blah, blah, blah. And I posted stuff saying, oh, really? Oh, really? Oh, really? Oh, but that's, you know, then it turns into, oh, yeah, but that's, you know, New Mexico. It doesn't count. Well, that's Arizona. That doesn't count either. What does count? They are in America, right? Yeah. So that's what that turns into. So I have, again, my Facebook page is gone. So I have email. And all the same stuff that I would talk about on Facebook, I would still talk to her via email because I don't have Facebook anymore. I got rid of that turd. Too many sheep. Too much nonsense. Complete nonsense on there. It drives me crazy. So I said, hey, listen, I'm saving all these emails of us communicating. And in the near future, I'm going to pick through a bunch of these and show you what you wrote to me and show you what I wrote to you. And then a response back and forth after that. That went back and forth a few times where you just blew it off and, you think what you think and I'll think what I think. Well, we're going to see who thinks what and what comes true. Because as you can already see, as I've been explaining with the housing problem, it isn't going away. And she's all proud. Our house, we don't, they did take out an equity line of credit, actually, come to find out. And I guess they've been paying on that, so whatever. And I think they bought a bunch of lawn equipment maybe or something because they got stolen from a bunch of Mexicans that were raiding different neighborhoods around here, taking their, just stuff like that, like lawn equipment, and they took his whole trailer and everything. So a lot of it wasn't covered or something happened, whatever it was, I don't remember, but they had to get some new stuff, bottom line. So I think that's when they got this equity line, but I don't remember. Doesn't matter. The regular mortgage, the first mortgage, that's where it is. We didn't get out a second mortgage on that. We didn't refinance. We're proud of that. Oh, really? What's your house worth right now? I don't know. We haven't looked. Oh, I'll go look. I'll go to Zillow. I can take a look. Guess what? You're underwater too now. And wait a minute. You didn't refinance your house. You didn't get any money out of your house. Now, again, they did get a little secondary equity line, but I'm not even talking about that. Because if you add that in, which in theory you do because it's part of your mortgage, it's a second mortgage, that makes it more. But let's just pretend that doesn't exist for my sister, just to be nice to her. And let's say, okay, she owes the regular principal, which I know the number, but no need to repeat it. And she got this house years ago. She got this house before I got my house. Been in there for years. And guess whose house isn't worth what it says now? Theirs. So if they had to go get another equity line of credit or something on top of it, sorry, your house isn't worth anymore. But wait a minute, I was the good role model citizen. I had the debt. I've been paying on the debt. Yeah. And now you have a house that isn't worth crap that you pretty much yelled at everybody else for going out. Well, who told you to go out and get, $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 equity line of credit on your house? That's why you're underwater. That's dumb. You need to pay that back because that was your dumb decision. No, it wasn't a dumb decision because that's what it became. Your house was like a credit card. Doesn't matter. It's going up, up, and up in value like the houses always do since Christ was born. So you can't say, well, oh yeah, but they might come down, so you shouldn't have done that. Why? Because if you could, in your mind, say, well, I'm taking $70,000 out. My house is appraised at $100,000 more than that. So I've got a $30,000 window there. I'm only going to take out $70,000, buy a new car, get rid of that old car, that old clunker, fix up my house, do this, do that. And then another year or two, I'll sell the house, get a different house. We've been wanting to move anyways. Only to find out you haven't been you haven't been subscribing to Dr. Doom's videos. Because if you did, you wouldn't have thought that. Then again, you would have thought that because you would have thought I was a conspiracy theorist, and there's no way that would happen. Ben Bernanke came out in 2006 and said it himself. Someone questioned him about it on TV. Could this cause a problem with the housing doing that and all these loans going out there without checks and this? Yeah, there's such a astronomical possibility that it could happen that it's just there's no way it'll ever happen. I mean, there's just no way. 2006, Bernanke, how'd that work out for you? Again, lie after lie after lie. But one good thing about the Zeitgeist 3 movie is how they put all this together and show you the economic system, the way it is, the way it's designed, the way it works, is basically fraudulent, and it is doomed to fail regardless of anything. No matter what else you do, the system by design is going to fail. Just like the bus going off the cliff. If there's a straight line path and you push this thing down a downhill and it goes straight, you already know the outcome is going to be, when it gets down to that point, it's going to fall off the cliff. It's the only thing that can happen. The same thing is with our economy. The problem is they don't normally get destroyed in a person's lifespan of 70, 80 years old. It takes a little longer than that many times. Especially when you're able to dump your dollar on the rest of the world and make them buy oil with your dollar to prolong that. It even helps even more prolong that. So it's all inevitable, and now people are going to have to figure out something that they never knew about or never experienced before, or really can't go back and figure out, well, what happened before, because we never had a collapse like this. Sure, we had the Great Depression, but we got out of that. We did go to war, of course, and that's always the last card they play, is they take us to war. And as you can see with the build-up of the news, I'm turning on the news, looking at on the radio, periodically seeing what's going on, and all I hear about now is, you know, Egypt becoming unstable, we may have to get involved, and somehow they're tying this to Iran now, and Iran, oh man, Iran's going to get in there, and what? All they're doing is prepping you for the war with Iran and in the Middle East, as Lindsey Williams said in November of 2010, within 5 to 6 months, they want the war in the Middle East. Within 6 to 7 or 8 months, whatever he said, they want the price of gas will be $150 to $200 a barrel. So, if the war in the Middle East starts, that would be a real good reason why the price of gas would go up, of course, because you're right in the heartland of all the oil. And I'm hearing all these newscasts today, about yesterday too, about, Saudi Arabia, WikiLeaks says that, the WikiLeaks comes out and says that some of their documents say that, somewhere around 40% less than what Saudi Arabia has been telling us that they've got. So, all this is timing. It's nothing more than a story and timing. If you have a guy, Lindsey Williams, who says months and months and months ago, before all this happened, before Egypt, before the WikiLeaks thing with this document that talks about Saudi Arabia and the oil, before all that came out, you have a person coming out and saying, oh, listen, they want the war in the Middle East to get started about 5 or 6 months, roughly. And roughly 6 to 8 months, they're going to have the price of gas going up, too. So all we see here lately, gas is going up, and they're giving us these excuses. If that strait of whatever is closed down and this canal is closed down, man, I hate to see the price of gas. Here's a story today. The canal workers, whatever it is over there, they're striking. They're not going to let the ships go through because they're striking. Oh, man, oil. And as you see attached, that oil, what's it going to do to oil? This is nothing else or nothing other than fake news, fake stories, nonsense to get the price of oil up. Now, it's possible that, you got to think about this. What are the chances of these people going on strike right now? There has to be something or some kind of movement behind the scenes that we don't know about, probably like a CIA kind of thing, that gets these groups of people out there convincingly thinking, for whatever reason, that it's the right thing to do, and right now, and then they go and do it, and let's strike, good point, let's do this. And they're just, again, they're just making the Middle East they're just tearing it apart, making it very unstable. And, I turn on it's called the Schnitz Show here in Tampa. On the way home, it's on at 5 o'clock. I can't stand the bozo. He's such a propagandist. He's always about, the Middle Easterners, the terrorists, Iran, we got to destroy them. He knows absolutely nothing. He was a big global warming, he thought that thing was real for a while. He doesn't believe in chemtrails. None of that's real, blah, blah, blah. So I like to listen to the nonsense he spews out sometimes, and I just think the average person out there is going to agree with him, actually. So when you hear about the war in the Middle East, there's not going to be people here standing here saying, majority of us don't want to go, no. They're going to be out there saying, that's about damn time. If that damn Iran gets a nuclear weapon, they're going to let loose on that thing on us, and, we can't have that, so we have to preemptively strike them. When that is not at all in the Constitution, and to do that, this is textbook, tyranny, world government, bullshit, basically. Textbook. And people will buy it hook, line, and sinker because it's just like, we turn on the news, Iran, kill, bomb them, okay, they're a nuclear weapon, we do need to get rid of them. Okay, back to my show. A week later, turn on the news for flipping through, Commercial break. Oh yeah, Iran again, man. What's up with Iran? When are we gonna attack them, bastards? I'm tired of hearing about them. Yeah, okay, back to my show. And they keep doing that, and they keep doing that, until you get to the point where a little poll's gonna come out. America, Fox News, MSNBC, the rest of the bozos. Do you think we should go to war? Is Iran's nuclear crisis, critical of the USA? Should we stop them with nuclear weapons to stop, a nuclear strike on Iran? Vote. You decide. And of course, you'll go there and see the polls, which you don't have control of anyways. And if the polls say no, hell no, they're going to just change it to make you think that everyone else is saying yes. So yeah, I guess I better say yeah too. It's just nonsense. So anyways, those of you who may not know yet, I've got a new website, kind of like a nice big forum where we post good information like this, that kind of thing. It is realistnews.net. And, go there, sign up. You don't have to sign up if you don't want, as a member. It doesn't matter. It doesn't cost you anything. But you can post as a guest anonymously. I don't care. It doesn't matter. We're going to do some periodic, video casts, me and a guy named Connecting Dots 1. Some of you probably subscribe to him too. And we're just going to talk about web bot stuff, this kind of thing, mortgages, the dollar, silver, just all kinds of stuff. There's going to be a chat room at the bottom while we're doing a live discussion, and you guys can kind of chime in and maybe ask questions or talk or comment, whatever, that kind of thing. Just something new, something that I have control over, something that I own. So if any other websites go down or they sell out or they, whatever reason, something happens, you just get tired of them, a lot of nonsense going on over there, which there's a lot of nonsense on some of these sites that I visit that I just, just sigh, here we go, that kind of thing. I'm trying not to deal with any of that on my site. And one of these days I'm going to get to the point here, probably soon, where I'm going to end up needing some forum moderators that I can trust too, to help out when it gets to that level of, having to clean up stuff and post and pin stuff, and, the Dr. Doom can't do it all, of course. But we're not there yet, and, we'll go over that bridge when we get there. Anyways, nice talking to you guys, and I will talk to you a little bit later in the week, probably, maybe tomorrow, who knows.